Hey, thanks for joining me on the channel today. Well, I'm glad you're here because we have an interview with Dean Corrigal of Leisure Travel Vans. That's right. You may know him on the videos as Dean with Leisure Travel Vans. Well, I am excited because I got to sit down with him, virtually of course, and talk about everything from Leisure Travel Vans, their company culture, to the future of LTVs, to what's going to happen to the Serenity, all of those different things. And so I invite you to watch the interview, and if you would rather, you can even listen to it on our podcast. And so just jump over to pagosasupply.co/podcast to listen there, or on the podcast platform of your choice. Now then, if this is your first time here, I would invite you to subscribe, because we are always talking about leisure travel vans, RVs, gear, gadgets, and everything in between. Also, if you think about it, give me the old thumbs up. It really, really helps YouTube help distribute this to other people who may be interested in this type of content. I really appreciate that. Appreciate all of the interactions with the channel. Now then, right before we get to this interview, I want to announce that, yes, the Skylight insulated covers are ready to go. Many of you are on the wait list already. And so we developed a Skylight insulated cover out of what I found was a need. The weakest point of insulation in your RV is your skylights, right? And so whether it be heat or cold, these definitely work. So now they are available. We're excited to announce. So jump over to pagosasupply.co and you can order yours there. Now then, without further ado, let's go straight to the interview with Dean with Leisure Travel. Well, hey, and look who I got with me.
Brandon.
Yeah, so I think the face of Leisure Travel Vans is right here.
I don't know about that, but it's a face. Yes.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you know any of my story about how I wandered into Leisure Travel Vans, but Janet and I were shopping for Class A motorhomes.
Okay.
And so basically convinced, because, all the room and, and everything like that. And, I kind of had this romantic vision of driving a big, monster and all of this stuff. Anyway, I stumbled across a Leisure Travel Van video. And I've had mine now for almost 2 years. So this is obviously some time ago. And here we are in 25 feet instead of 43 feet. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you we have some very talented people that work here, and they make me look pretty good. There's a lot of editing that goes on, but they do a great job. But
well, I know whenever one of your videos comes live, the Facebook groups, they go crazy, like, oh, I got a video out. So everybody's excited to see. And, and I can't think of any other RV company that has like a cult following of your marketing.
You know what? That is very true. People always tell us that. It does. I hate to use the word cult, but it does have that feeling. People get very excited.
Hey.
They are so passionate about leisure travel vans, like compared to any other RV out there. We hear about it all the time. It's fun. We have great customers. It's just a great, I don't know how, community. Like, it's a great company, great people that work here, great customers that buy our product, great dealers. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those. Everything is not perfect, obviously, but everything just clicks. It's actually lots of fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because I'm like I said, I'm blessed. I'm part of the Explorers group. I'm part of the Navigators group.
And we love watching your videos. We watch them all the time. We usually watch them as a group here, so we enjoy watching what you do about our product. And then we also hate you for what you do about our product sometimes as well, just so you know. But you create our leisure group following to get excited, even more excited. So
I tell you, and making these videos, I kind of started out that I kind of wanted to because I was looking for videos whenever I was shopping, and sometimes I would find what I was looking for, and other times I didn't. And so I'm trying to do as much stuff that I can, that I'm learning along the way, that, people can, live vicariously, especially now that it's, there's wait times and things like that they can, hopefully it keeps them excited about the product and everything.
Yeah, I know your videos are well done, and, people learn lots from your videos. Mine is more the selling part of the product, but, you get into some in-depth things on lithium batteries and things like that. Really, really well done. Really well done.
Yeah, and so it even made me step out of my comfort zone to change the oil in the generator, and film that. And so, like, I would have just taken that to somebody and said, do it. But I said, no, let me film that. And so DIY it.
I think that's great that you do that stuff, and I would I encourage you to do even more of that, because customers love that stuff, especially we have a lot of first-time buyers, people who've never RV'd before. I mean, that's just some good quality stuff that people can quickly, reference.
Well, a lot of people that are getting into RVing, it can be intimidating. I was very intimidated, I still am. I'm still intimidated about RV electricity, I try to tell everybody that, RVing, it is a rolling earthquake going down, and so you're going to have issues and stuff, but that's part of it and part of learning about it and everything. So
yeah, if you were to take your house and jack it up and put it on wheels and drive it down the highway at 60 miles an hour, there wouldn't be much house left.
No, there would not be. And so, but anyway, so that's the biggest thing is the one thing that I have found out, though, especially being on other user or other RV people's Facebook groups, there's about half to 3/4 less problems with the leisure travel van than there are with some of the others.
We would like to have zero problems, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. But we would like that. That is our goal, right?
Yeah, it can't happen. But I will say that you guys have done such a fantastic job, and that's I really wanted to touch on. I'm so interested. I'm a business owner. I've got several businesses and things, and so I am really enamored by the company, and I'm really enamored by the culture that you guys have created. I mean, for the past 2 years, they've reached out to me saying, "Can you record a little something for holiday greeting for our employees, for example?" I'm like, "That's amazing." And so, how did this culture with leisure and Triple E, where did it come from, and how do you sustain it?
Okay, I'll tell you. So we have to go back a long period in time, way before I worked here. So I think it was it's part of the DNA of the company. So back in, I believe it was the very early 70s, the factory burns to the ground. Obviously now the Triple E factory is done, and the employees gave their free labor to rebuild it so that Phil and Terry and PWNs, the founders of Triple E, would keep the company running. And to me, that is the first step of the culture. I mean, it was a long time ago, obviously. Probably not too many people work here now that worked here back in the early 70s. But I think it's just part of the history of the company and the stories that are told from, one generation of workers to another.
Yeah.
Now, we've taken that to another level with our people and culture committees and our resource centers that we want people to be extremely happy working here, and they do so many great things, and we'll go into some of them with you. But I think that was the first, stage of creating that culture. I know it was a long time ago, but to me, that means a lot to me. When I started the company, and the older employees, when I've been here for 20 years, told me that story, that was like, ooh, wow.
Yeah.
So I think that has a lot to do with it.
That's definitely that is absolutely amazing. So whenever I looked at Winkler, Manitoba. In fact, today I checked on what's the population of Winkler, Manitoba.
Yeah.
And it's like 12,000.
Yeah.
How, and obviously, like I said, I keep talking about the marketing, and and you guys, as the outward face of the company looks, like it's a Fortune 500 company, or actually better, because you look at Winnebago or Thor and those guys, they don't even come close to what you guys do, as far as websites and everything. And then, of course, with the build quality and everything like that, you're not in Elkhart with generations of people who've been building RVs for 40 years, 50 years. Where does the talent come from?
Yeah, great community. Like, it is a Mennonite community. So the people that live in this community are unbelievable. The faith that they have, our commitment to God and church is huge. We don't lock our doors. We leave our keys in our cars. It's kind of different than anywhere else, I think, in the world. I'm sure we do lock our houses a little bit more now, but it's just different. That's the base that we start with. Yeah. And then you just have great employees. And once the company, we don't do any drug testing, or we don't do any of that. We don't have to. We don't have to worry about that stuff that I hear other companies have to worry about. We don't have to worry about that stuff. We know everybody's coming to work every day, and we know everybody's putting in a solid 8-hour day, 5 days a week. So, that part is, you have the people first, right? If you don't have great people, you can't build the foundation up, right? It's like anything. If you don't build a great foundation, you can't build up.
Right.
So with the great people that we have now, we just have to make sure that, that we train them and work with them and give them a great experience of working at our company, and then they're going to build great product, right? So, but it all starts with the people.
Yeah, and I think I saw a video that, pre-pandemic, I'm sure y'all will get back into it soon, but it looks like you have like a picnic, like big celebrations for your team. And
yeah, we do some really great things. We've always had, we had a Christmas banquet was always the tradition where we'd have 600 people at the banquet.
Oh my goodness.
And, for all the food and that was a great time. And it would be just completely, we couldn't pack any more people in to the banquet. And then over the years, we've expanded that. We did picnics. And then now we rent out the little exhibition that comes into town. And we have that for the night before it opens to everybody. And all the employees get to go on the rides with their kids and all the food they want, and candy apples, and so many great things. And we have burger days and pizza days, and throughout the year. But we try to give back to our employees, because without them building great motorhomes, you're really nothing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that you're always working on. That you always want to engage them, and we have lots of things that we do in the factory to keep them engaged, and enjoying their jobs.
Yeah. So with, pandemic hits, obviously it's, out of left field. I can't believe that I got my LTV as quick as I did. I ordered pre-pandemic. Thank goodness I got it, I guess kind of right as the pandemic set on.
Yep.
But how has that changed the way that you guys operate? I know you had several shutdowns with COVID and things like that. So tell me about some of the adaptions that you've had to do to operate.
Yeah, our people and culture team has done a great job, with that, because of all the restrictions in Canada, especially in our province too. We were locked down hard, so you want to keep the employees safe. That's the number one goal, right? Safe, right? That was whatever. Nothing else really mattered if you couldn't keep your employees safe and healthy, right? So that was priority one. I don't think there was any other priority than that. So we did have some shutdowns. We did have some COVID outbreaks in the factory. Obviously, the supply chain, as you know, is massively damaged. So it's been a constant battle. Our poor purchasing department, I feel sorry for them. I always want to give them a hug every day, because, there's something missing every single day.
I bet they're pulling their hair out.
Yeah, So, we've tried to do a couple nice things for them. But, and on the line too, guys, ladies, gentlemen can't get their jobs done because they're missing parts, right? So it's just a constant struggle, but trying to stay upbeat about it. We're trying to, we ran the plant slower than we should be running it, but we wanted to keep the employees working. We don't want to lay anybody off. That goes to the core foundation of the company, is that the reason they've stayed in Winkler and wanted to be in Winkler is because of the community, right? So when your owners believe in the community, right, that's big, right? So we've tried to keep everybody working, even though we're building at a slower rate, but that is big. So we're trying to protect those employees, right? That's because they are the lifeblood of our company. Right.
And so I was never in the market for Serenity. I was in the market for Unity the entire time. But I think Serenity got discontinued about the time I was. Is there plans to bring the Serenity back?
You know what? We looked at it. That's an all fiberglass body. What happened with the Serenity, and people always ask me that question, was Mercedes-Benz is always tight with chassis. Getting chassis from Mercedes is a problem. And they kind of told us we're not going to get as many chassis as we needed. And we didn't have that many orders for Serenity. So we took those chassis, moved them over into Unity production, and we canceled the Serenity. So there's no plans currently to bring it back, but we would maybe bring it back maybe in the future in some other form than it was, but that's kind of the plan.
Are there any plans to ever be back in the bee business?
We get begged a lot to be back in the bee business. Mercedes is always bugging us to buy more vans. There's so many guys in the bee business now, but once again, that was was a tough decision. It's like, if God told me they're going to cut off one of my arms, which one do you want to cut, right? Well, I'm right-handed, so I'd cut off my left arm, right? That's basically what it was. But we had so many van orders, but we had so many Unity orders and Serenity orders, and it was really pushing the plant that, not to be able to build both at the same time. The way we built on an assembly line, it just didn't work. So we had to make that decision. And for us, it was a good decision because Unity has been very strong for us. And then we brought the Wonder out on the Wonder, which has been strong for us as well. So, but I would never say never on the vans because the van business is very good. But currently, we don't have any plans to get in the van business currently.
Well, I tell you, the B van appeals to me a little bit as well. So if you ever do, I'll jump in line for sure. And
so, I'm just shocked at how many people are building vans now. Before, when we got into the van business, I think we were the 5th builder. So there was 4 other guys building vans. Now there's probably, 20.
Yeah. Well, and then I think I've noticed on the forums and stuff, like ever since Ford updated to a gas and all-wheel drive and those type of things, it seems like the Wonder has exploded in popularity. Was that kind of the driving force of it?
So, yeah, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but so Mercedes-Benz chassis have always been tough to get. It's always been an ongoing battle getting chassis. All of our chassis come out of Germany. People don't realize that. A lot of them think they're built in South Carolina. They're not. The cutaway chassis comes out of Germany, just outside of Dusseldorf, Germany. It's actually on the old part of eastern block of Germany. There's a plant there. That's where they get them from, or build them, sorry. So it's always been a tough procedure to get chassis. And Mercedes-Benz has, slowed us down or shut down our plant on a few occasions over the last 10 years because we couldn't get chassis on a timely basis. And we love Mercedes, and I'm not knocking them in any way, but getting the chassis is hard. So we made a decision to go to Ford, and when they brought out the Transit, and of course it was on diesel originally, and now they switched over to gas. But you make a great point. They have taken a lot of market share from Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. Well, and the Wonder is, I can see the appeal if it's, because I think diesel can be a little intimidating to somebody who's never maybe driven a diesel, or maybe, the Unity is obviously bigger than the Wonder. So I do think the Wonder is perfect for somebody who may be a little intimidated to jump into, the RV world.
Yeah, we're super happy with the Wonder sales that we've done, and we appreciate all the customers that have bought Wonder, and Ford has been a partner of ours. Like, we go back with Ford, back into the 70s, building on Ford chassis over the years. So we have a good relationship with Ford, and for years we didn't build on Ford. We used to build what was called a Regency, which was on the E450 chassis. I think we got rid of that in 2014 or 2015. I can't exactly remember, but so we've always had a pretty big relationship with Ford, over the years, and we love relationships, with customers, people, dealers, and our suppliers. So that's part of, once again, our culture is that, we didn't want to abandon Ford either. So we were very excited to be building on Ford as well.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, because, like I said, I got sucked in with the videos. I mean, 100%. And I think everybody, like I said, everybody goes nuts every time one of them, and some of them have millions of views, and I'm trying to figure out how to get that. But so what all goes in? Tell me about a production day. Okay, say the new FX finally came out, which that was released a couple months ago or last month. Yeah,
because we hadn't shot FX. I think the year you bought yours, we never shot the FX.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So say you're going to go. So what's the process? I mean, how much are you involved? How much is the video production?
Well, it's all me. It's all me. So,
is the production crew? Are they? I know Steven helps.
I know they're looking at me right now, ready to throw things at me. Yeah. So I was only kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's all them. It's probably way easier than this is going to make it sound. But usually Steve and Josiah, they pick a date that we're going to go shoot some videos, and we go and try and find an FX or a CB. We've changed it over the years. We used to just grab them off the assembly line, but then we got in big trouble for that, so we stopped doing that. So we start building what we call our photo production units. So now we'll build the units that are going to be in the brochures and on the website and things like that. So then we take them out. So Steve and Josiah pick a date, and we take a couple units out, and we go to a campground somewhere for a couple days, and we start shooting. But it's we don't script it at all. We just kind of roll it, and which I think is good. It's sometimes things break on the units when we're using them, which is kind of funny. We have some good bloopers on that. But off we go, and we start shooting, and then Steve and his crew do some editing because it's not quite as smooth as it looks. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, no, it's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, and my job is probably the easiest out of all of it because I just have to talk and point out a few things on the motorhomes. They're great products, so it's easy to do, right? I get excited about the product every time we do the videos, and I've been doing this for 20 years, so I'm excited when we're going to go shoot videos. The problem is finding time. Everybody's schedule is different, so we got to try and get together. So we have some fights over that about, when we're going to do it, but then once we're out there, we have a great time.
Yeah.
Great
so
time.
how did you get picked to be the spokesperson, so to speak?
So funny story. I don't know if I should even share this story, but so we made the very first Unity Murphy bed MB. So it was actually for one of the founders of Jayco, Mr. Yoder. He's passed on now, and he came to us back in 2008, 2009 with this idea of a Mercedes-Benz, and we were building the same kind of product on a Ford called the Regency GTs, which are on an E450 chassis. So, they were very good friends with the owners of our company. We're very good friends with Mr. Yoder and the founders of Jayco at the time, and they'd been through the factory and they were friends. So he brought us this diagram on a napkin of what he wanted, which was a Murphy bed. And so things were pretty tough in 08, 09. We're kind of in that recession, right, that hit, and RV business was soft. So we built him this motorhome, and it was, and for all the guys that think they've built all electric, it was all electric.
Really?
Yeah. So it had no propane on it. It was all electric. It ran big golf cart batteries in it because that's what he wanted. It had a fireplace in it. It's quite cool. The customer actually changed it back over to that bought it after Mr. Yoder, changed it back into more traditional RV because obviously it was tough to RV, just not enough power to be dry camping.
Yeah.
So long story short, we then built the first production unit, and I think it was January, Ryan came into my office and said, hey, we're going to shoot a video. And I had only seen the model because we'd taken it to Louisville, which is the National Dealer Show, and everybody came to see this motorhome. I mean, everybody. And probably every single Jayco dealer because Mr. Yoder had told, what we had got. So we had tons, and we had hundreds and hundreds of dealers come into our booth to see the Unity MB. So we do the first production unit, which is more traditional, what we build, with a stovetop gas and generator and more traditional RV so that, everybody could use it and you could take it everywhere. And Ryan came to my office. It was January. I'll remember it was cold. And he goes, hey, we're going to shoot a YouTube video for the Unity MB. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Whatever. And he says, well, no, you're going to do the video. I said, oh, no, I'm not. And I had just been on the road for a couple weeks and I was pretty tired. And he goes, yeah, we're going to shoot the video. And he had a Hitachi camera. I remember that. And so off we go. And he goes, and he says, wear a short sleeve shirt. I said, Ryan, it's minus 22 outside. So I think I had not this shirt, but one that looked like this shirt. So I put this on, and we went outside, just outside the shipping department. I'll never forget it, and it's cold. And we're shooting this video, and anyways, we shoot the video, and the slide out's going to go out, and you can hear it. It's so cold, it sounds like a cat had got stuck in the mechanism. It's screaming, and you can see me do one of these, right? And Ryan goes, don't worry, we'll edit it. Well, if you watch the original one, I think it's the 09 Unity MB, you can see me doing this. He didn't edit it. So it was funny. So we shot this video. I remember we edited the video. We watched the video. I went to the bathroom and threw up. Ain't nobody going to watch that. Right? That's how it went. So that was the very first video. It was not good. But the goal was, that people, we got this new product. We're going to get it out. Shoot a video, people will start hopefully knocking on the door, phoning us, because I probably said in the video 100 times, if you have any questions, call us 1-877-992-9906, to try and draw some customers to the new product.
Yeah. Because
back then the whole RV industry was in the doghouse, right? I mean, it was in big trouble.
Right.
So, and it worked. So, humble beginnings. It kind of worked. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, I think you're perfect for it, for sure. I mean, you definitely, get the excitement going, and it did for me. I mean, like I said, it changed our entire trajectory of RV life, and so, I can't even imagine dealing with one of those 43 footers. That's Now that I think about it, now that I've been in RVing for a couple of years now, I'm like, what a nightmare, dealing with that. But it should be roomy though. But anyway, so what's the future now? I mean, obviously Serenity is gone, maybe temporarily, maybe permanently. I mean, what's the I see you changed the door on the FX after which it looks like you got a good solution now. But
we've changed that door like 3 times, so don't. It's always a couple more changes.
Well, if that's probably been one of my most critical things has been the door on the FX. But I mean, it's fine still. I just but the new version looks like it's going to be a winner.
Yeah, the new version looks a little better, but that's, I think, our 4th try at that. So hopefully, we keep trying to think of something, more innovative on that. So, but hopefully you can come up to a rally. I mean, I think, if you want to see the culture firsthand, when we do our rallies, which sell out quite quickly, we'll have to get you up here for that. But you get to, tour the factory, right, to see the people working. Like nobody has a factory like our factory. It runs like a big orchestra, and it's perfectly clean. I mean, it's there's no yelling. You don't hear any noise in the factory other than machines working. It's actually quite cool to see it. People are always that'd be fascinating to me. In fact, I would probably y'all probably have to kick me out because I'd be asking so many questions and no, that's okay. We'd like that.
Yeah,
we have nothing to hide. One of the things we show you, this is how we do it, right? You want to copy it, go ahead. Good luck, because you don't have the people that we have.
Right.
You don't have the people.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what? Say, obviously demand is massive for leisure travel vans. I'll be somewhere putting fuel in, and people come up and say, "Oh my gosh, there's one in person." People are just nuts over these things.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Is getting product out to dealers and customers and getting them, building them fast enough. And I mean, that's the big challenge. We have some new stuff that we're coming out with, but we've kind of held it a little bit because, if we push out any new product into the marketplace, we're just, you're going to pick up 200-300 orders, 400 orders, and then now, you're just pushing we want to try and get caught up. I think that's priority 1 is to make sure we can get, our units out to our customers, right? They've been waiting patiently and, we feel super bad that we can't get them out fast enough. But it's really honestly the supply chain. I mean, you probably heard last Friday Ford announced their stock, bottomed out because they said they were shutting down 7 or 8 factories, due to the microchip problem. They had to come clean on it. The supply chain is a problem. People don't understand that. But if you drive by a Ford dealership, there's no cars at the dealerships.
Right. Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz is doing a little better, but.
So in fact, whenever I bought my Unity, the like I said, pre-pandemic, it wasn't the chip shortage or anything. I think back then it was the emissions issue that Mercedes was having.
Mercedes had a little fight with the U.S. government, yes.
Correct. And so I'm assuming that's been settled.
Yeah, they've settled that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Always seems to be something, with the supply chain, with chassis, right? Without the chassis, we can't build the motorhome. That's we're kind of locked into that chassis part.
Yeah. So is the marketing team and the design team, I know it takes years for say something, you can't have an idea today and it may take years before it actually shows up into a product. But are you guys always chomping at the bit, say, man, I wish, would be so cool if we could do this? And
it's a good thing we're not doing this live on one of our production meetings that we do when we're all together. Yeah. We're all trying to, get what we want, or, we're listening to our customers. Of course, the sales guys, we get all the feedback from our customers and we go, okay, we got to do this, this, and this, and this, and then production's like, ooh, how are we going to do this, this, and this, and this when we've already doing this, this, and this. Yeah. So it becomes quite a, we don't fight, but it becomes, everybody's trying to get something, right? So it's actually somewhat fun, but that's the biggest challenge, and plus, your order banks are pretty full, right? So you don't want to do too many crazy changes, because then you're going to affect those poor customers that have been waiting, we've tried to change a few, we got rid of our chestnut cherry wood color. Well, that really made some people super mad that had been waiting to order one, and then they did order one, and then they couldn't get it anymore. But, you want to keep updating your product, because otherwise it's going to get old. It's amazing the world we live in and how fast change happens, right? So, you're trying to do new innovation things, but, because of the order bank, you all got to do just little bites.
Yeah. Oh, I noticed. I was making a video the other day and recording the website, doing a build of a FX, and I noticed Espresso was gone too. Is that permanently gone, or is that a supply chain thing?
No, we've been running that color. We ran that color since 2015, and it was just trying to, we're going to come up with another wood color. We're just trying to, update the colors. It's tough to really update colors when you're a year or 2 years out in production, because you don't want to make that customer mad. But you also realize that, there's new customers out there that don't want the darker wood colors. So it's always just a battle. It's a battle. They always give me a hard time. Because I like the cherry wood color, so they always make fun of me because, maybe we'll bring cherry wood back, So they just do that to annoy me.
Well, I like the direction. The natural rift and
yeah.
I think I actually probably would have chose one of those if I had if it would have been available then. So I like the direction y'all going. Plus,
our design teams always goes to the kitchen shows and the wood shows and all the things. What's trending? Because what's trending now. Hopefully we can get it into the motorhomes so that it makes customers happy. Right? That's kind of you're always trying to change something.
Yeah. So I won't keep you too terribly much longer. I'm trying to even see how long we've been going
I don't know.
here. Oh, we've been going 30 minutes already.
Yeah.
So what would you like to tell the people waiting on their leisure travel vans? Because I tell you, they are. I'll be honest with you. I get. Somehow, I guess making the videos became. I'm almost like I work for leisure travel vans.
Yes, I noticed that.
Like I got asked. I got an email earlier this morning. They said, "Hey, why did leisure travel van take out the?" And you can answer this, by the way, too. So if you email me, and here's your answer right here.
Okay.
Why did the MB take out the step well cover?
No, we didn't. So funny story, we were shooting that video. Where were we shooting the video on the Murphy bed? Was that up in Hecla? I think we're up in Hecla Island. I can't remember now. But we were shooting the video, and they go, "Hey, what happened to the step cover?" And we're like, "Oh, we must have got rid of it, right?" We didn't check, but sure enough, we didn't get rid of it. It's still there. Just the proto unit or the photo unit. We call them a proto unit. The first 2022 model year was still considered a proto for us, just from production as it comes down the assembly line. So don't panic on it. But but it turned out that no, we didn't get rid of the step cover. The step cover is still there on all the production units. They just forgot to put it on. As I said, we kind of just grab them and go to shoot our videos. Otherwise, we would never get anything to shoot. So
well, there you go. So if you emailed me today, there's your answer right there.
There you go. Yeah, that's still coming. But
so
standard on all the units.
Like I said, I suddenly people think I guess work at Leisure Travel Vans or something because
that's good. I can give you some more emails if you'd like. I'll give you lots.
I'm sure it's overwhelming at times. But what surprises me so much is that people are not just patiently waiting. They're not even looking at other. Because I'm sure you could probably go get you a Tiffin Wayfair if you wanted to, but I think people are so sold on the leisure travel vans that it's just they're patiently waiting. And so, I do think that should build a sense of pride, in your construction team, in the entire company, because it really is amazing.
Yeah, we said it earlier. I said we just blessed to have the best customers, the best employees, best marketing team, best owners, some pretty good sales guys, I think. But yeah, no, just a great company. Everybody that works here works hard. Everybody puts in their time. Yeah. It's really cool to see.
All right,
and so we thank all of our customers. As
we end, what would you like to tell the leisure travel van either? First, what would you say to leisure travel vans people trying to decide if they want a leisure travel van? What would you tell them? What is the secret sauce, and why should they definitely get a leisure travel van over anything else?
You know what? I get this question a lot. And I don't have one answer for you, but I can tell you it's 1,000 little things. It's not one big thing. It's 1,000 little things.
Yeah.
It's not one big one. It's 1,000 little ones.
Yeah, and honestly, what sold me watching that watch, I don't even remember if it's MB video or FX, it was one of the Murphy beds that you had down, and you pulled the backrest out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's genius. Who would have thought of that? Just put a pillow up, but no, they went the extra effort. And so literally that movable backrest literally sold me.
Yep.
So you're right. It's 1,000 little things. All right, for everybody that are waiting for their leisure travel vans.
Yeah. Well, first,
what would you want to tell them?
First, I want to say thank you for ordering one. We do really appreciate it, and we are working very hard to get them out. And we apologize that we are way longer than we should be, and not throwing anybody under the bus, but the supply chain has been the biggest issue. We have lots of workers here. We're excited. We're ready to go. We've actually had to slow the lines down because we wanted to keep our employees working. We don't want to lose them to other jobs and have to retrain. We want our core people. So we've had to just really bite the bullet when it comes to, the supply chain. That is what's really killing us. And it's a little bit of everything. I was walking through the factory. I mean, there was no microwaves, there was no toilets, there was no awnings. It's always, something. The chassis supply chain, with Ford has been a real problem. Mercedes had the problem, last year when you were waiting for your unit. So hopefully in this next second quarter that all these supply chain issues are going to go away. The microchip issue is going to go away, and we can get our plant running, where it needs to be running at for speed. But we don't want to lose our employees, so we're building a little bit slower than we would like to be. But that's once again, I completely apologize for the delays of your motorhome, but we do build the world's best motorhome.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I don't even think you need to apologize in a sense. I mean, that definitely is unprecedented times we live in. But the fact that people are waiting just shows they believe in the product.
Yeah.
And I think, and a lot of that, nobody's ever stepped in these things. People who have plunked down about to spend six figures have never even stepped into them. I was fortunate. I think there was 3 or 4 models that I got to step in and change my mind on which floor plan. And so people are buying sight unseen.
And isn't that crazy?
And so, but I think that is a testimony that you guys do such a good job, whether it be on the videos, like I said, your website. I mean, just go look at, one of the other RV makers' websites and then jump on yours. I mean, it's night and day the way that you guys do everything. So when you take care of the little things, I know the big things are really going to be taken care of.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, it's 1,000 little things. We just it's a great team. It's a great team. Everybody from the ownership, right down to, I was just telling our maintenance manager, what a great job you're doing keeping the plant running, right? I mean, you don't think about those things, right? But, if the plant's not maintained, it can't build great product, right? It's all together. We're all tied together. It's that big chain, right? We always talk the weakest link of a chain, right? We don't have any weak links. It's all really solid.
So, you're out at RV shows now.
Doing a few, first time in almost 2 years.
Yeah. So is there any upcoming, will you have any van somewhere that if somebody wants to come and step inside and touch and feel and see what ultra leather really feels like and see what the height of the ceiling really is and things like that? Do you have any
or see if I'm able to step into? Yeah. There's going to be a few shows. The dealers are kind of, if somebody canceled a unit, I just did a show in Pleasanton, California. They had a few cancellations. They held those units for the show, which was really nice. I think we had 5 or 6 at the show. So few little things there. Just keep checking our website. We have a, what do we call it, where the shows are? What's that?
Events page on our website.
Yeah. So we have a place on our website where you can look at what shows are coming on, and we're going to list what units are going to be there. There might not be that many because obviously we want to get our customer units built, first.
Yeah.
And we told dealers if you have some cancellations and you want to show them at a show, that's great because some people want to see it. When I did that Pleasanton show, it was funny because I must have had 70 people that showed up that have them on order that, as you said, had not seen them before. That shocked me. So, but that was cool that, it calmed them down a little bit, that they can see it, touch it, feel it, which was really cool. So yeah, keep on our website there. We're going to try and list anybody if a dealer's doing an open house and they happen to have a couple units, things like that. That's about the best we're going to do. But our main focus is building, customer retail sold units. We're not building any stock units. We're building retail solds for all the people that have been great enough to put a deposit down and are waiting for their motorhomes. So that's goal one.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, the commitment you guys have to customers is important. And like I said, I've had the privilege of speaking to, lots of people at Leisure Travel Vans. And so everybody is, and that seems to be the main concern is the customer.
Yep. So and that is the main goal of the customer, because we're in Winkler, Manitoba. If we don't treat our customers great, we wouldn't have been here. And we've been here since 1965, which, a lot of people don't realize. I'm building RVs in Winkler, Manitoba since 1965. You don't make customers mad and stay in business.
Right.
Since, for as many years as we have. And, you can dial our 1-800 number. You can email us. We have all these different things on social media that you can get a hold of us on, intercom, things like that. So, we're here, and you need to talk to somebody live. I mean, I'm sitting if I'm not at a show, I'm at my desk, from 8 in the morning or 8:30ish, maybe 8:45 till 5 o'clock, so I'm there. So, and we have 2 other sales guys. We got Don and Wally here. We have our customer service department as well. So, it's pretty easy to get a hold of us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, and if you haven't checked out leisureVans.com, you got to go, and they've got great blog posts. They've got, there's tons of content on there to keep you entertained until your Leisure Travel Van gets there, right?
Yes, exactly. So. Yeah, and My LTV. Make sure that people join My LTV. That is fantastic. So if you have a unit on order, My LTV. It's absolutely fabulous. Videos. When you pick up your motorhome, you'll be smarter than the person that's doing the delivery.
Absolutely. And so I've used that a ton, especially because you also list everything, every part in there. So it's like having that giant book that you get. It's like this big. It's having it online, and it's almost like a video encyclopedia too. Yeah, it's fantastic. So so they can once they get their VIN number, they can join that, right?
No, sales order number.
Sales order number.
Sales order number. You can join My LTV.
Okay, so jump over to leisureVans.com and then click on My LTV.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Well, cool, Dean. Thanks for taking so much time.
Brandon, thank you.
And looking forward to the days when we can get up there and have that rally you were talking about.
We had a little brief meeting, and I think we would like to do the rally this year. So I'm hoping you'll come up and see us, and we'll walk through the plant together, and you can bring your video cameras, and
awesome.
You'll see how it's done.
If there's room for me, I will be there for sure.
We will have you here.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dean.
Okay. Take care.
Take care.